Hello everyone, I am Cindy from Crochet. Today I'm going to teach you how to make the mermaid top. So this is basically the bar, and I crochet the shell and put on the tulle to make it as a top. You can see the close-up. If you like it, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. First of all, you have to provide 4-ply yarn, multicolor. I use 2 threads, and then 3.5 mm crochet hook, then an old bar, also the tulle, pink, light pink and white one, and the beads for. I also use the lace yarn and the 1.25 mm crochet hook. I also use the pattern from other websites. The link is in the description box. I use 2 strands of yarn, which both are a bit different in color, but it is okay because it's quite pretty. For the first row, I'm going to start with magic ring 6 at C. So after you finish this row, you're going to have 6 stitches. When you finish 6 at C like this, just pull the yarn to close the loop. Okay, 6. Pull the yarn to close the loop, and then you will going to make slip stitch on the first stitch of. Okay, make slip stitch on the first stitch of the ring, like this. Oh, this is slip stitch. Okay. Okay, we're going to continue 3 chains, and then we'll make 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, this is 1 double crochet already, and 2, yeah, so 2 double crochet in the same stitch. All right. Okay, and the next stitch, you're going to make 2 DC in the same stitch as well. Okay, this is 2 DC in the same stitch. And then the next stitch, you're going to make 3 DC in the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, wait a little bit. So this is the third double crochet. Okay, so 3 DC in the same stitch. All right. Okay, now we're going to have 8 stitches totally. Okay, we're going to see the chart, and you will see that there are 7 sets of the row and then 2 edges. So we're going to make each of them in 7 sets. Okay, so for the second row, you turn and then you make 3 chains, and then you make DC. When you do it, okay, you make DC first, and then 1 chain, and then DC in the same hole. Okay, I just finished that. All right, and then you make 1 chain, and then you repeat the same DC in the hole, and then 1 chain, and then DC in the same hole again. Okay, if you don't understand, please see the chart. The link is in the description box, and then I repeat the step for 7 times. So remember, you have 7 sets. Okay, and the last one is the edge. The last one is the edge. It's not in the 7 sets. So for the last one, you don't need to make 1 chain before making the last stitch. DC, the last stitch, don't have to make 1 chain. Okay. All right, and then after I finished this row, I decided to change the color to green. For the green color, is similar to each other. That's okay. For the third row, make the same thing. You make 3 chains and then turn. Okay, and then for the first set, DC, and then 1 chain, and then DC again in the same hole. So basically it is the same as row 2. The code is the same as row 2, and then you do the same thing for 7 sets. You keep doing so until the last one. For the last one, you just make DC at the edge, and you don't need to make 1 chain at the end. Okay, if you don't understand the pattern, please see the chart, and if you don't understand the chart, please watch the video. Okay, I finished the third row. This is the last stitch, which is the edge. So I'm going to make DC at the end. For the fourth row, make 3 chains and then turn, and then make DC. For the set, we make DC, make 2 chains, 1, 2, and then make DC in the same hole again. Okay, this is the first set, and then 1 chain, and then begin another set. The second set, 1 DC, 2 chain, and then DC in the same hole, and then 1 chain, and then continue the rest. So totally for each row, you're going to have 7 sets and 2 edges. Okay, this is the rule for making the shells. Okay, for the last one, we're going to do only 1 DC at the edge. Alright. Okay, after that, after I finished this row, I decided to change the color again to yellow. So both of the color is quite pretty. It is a pastel yellow. So first, for the row 5, you make 3 chains and then turn. For the set, okay, the first set we're going to make 2 DC this time, and 1 chain and 2 DC in the same hole again. 1 chain and then 2 DC in the same hole. Okay, and then I'm going to make 1 chain and then start to repeat these steps until I have 7 sets. Okay, you have to be aware where to put the hook in for the hole. For if you notice that is when you put on the hole, it is the set from the last row. And after I finished row 5, I decided to change color to orange. This one is a lot of difference, but I think this is really cute together. For row 6, we're going to do the same thing. Like we're going to make 3 chain and then turn, and then we're going to make 2 DC in the same hole, 1 chain, and then 2 DC in the same hole again. So it's just repeat the last row, I mean row 5. So it's the same thing. So I film a little bit fast because I know that you can see the chart if you don't understand my video. Okay, so just basically repeat the last row. And then for the last stitch, it is the edges. The edges you make 1 DC. So and then row 7. Row 7, I make 3 chain and turn, and then the set is a little bit different. So it is 2 DC, 2 chain, and then 2 DC in the same hole. Okay. And then you repeat this step for 7 sets. Okay, 2 DC, 2 chain, and then 2 DC. Okay. Okay, after I finish this row, I'm changing to the light pink color. So I'm going to do the same thing, like 3 chain and then turn. And then in the set, I will do 3 DC, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 chain, 1 chain, and then 3 DC in the same hole, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then 1 chain, and then you start the rest. So totally you have 7 sets. Again, 7 sets. Okay, for the last stitch, I mean the edge, you have to make 1 DC, and I decided to change to the darker pink. So the hotter pink, I mean, I'm currently using the light pink. I want a normal pink. I change the color a little bit, and then do the same thing. Make 3 chain and then turn. Okay, and in the set, it is basically same as the the previous row, I mean row 8, is the same thing. So you do 3 DC and then 1 chain and then 3 DC in the same hole, and then you repeat this course for the rest, and totally you need 7 sets to complete this row. Okay, after you finish row 9, you're going to change the color to purple. Then for row 10, just make 3 chains again and then turn. And then for the first set it would be different. So for the first set we're going to make 7 DC in the same hole. 3 DC, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So 7 DC in the same hole, and then make 1 chain. But this 1 chain, I decided to change it to pink. Change to pink. Okay, and then we're going to start to do another 5 set. So this 5 set we're going to make 3 DC, 2 chain, and then 3 DC in the same hole. And yeah, so this is the normal set. So we're going to make this set for 5 sets. Okay, after making this 5 set, we're going to change to purple again, and then make the last set, which is 7 DC in the same hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're done with 7 DC in the same hole, and then just make the last DC on the edge. Then cut the yarn, fasten off. Okay, like this. Okay, and then for row 11, we're going to slip stitch the purple yarn in at the second set from the right. From the second set from the right. So the pink set, yeah. And then we're going to make the first set at 9 DC in the same hole. 9 DC in the same hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 already. 7, 8, and 9. So I made 9 DC in the same hole, and then yeah, this is the first set, and then I'm going to make 1 chain and then go to another set. So this set we will do 4 DC, 1 chain, and then 4 DC in the same hole, and we are going to do this code for another 2 sets, so totally would be 3 sets for this code. Okay. Okay, after you finish 3 sets, for the last set it would be 9 DC in the same hole. Okay, then fasten off. Slip stitch and then fasten off. Okay. Now for the last row, is row 12. For the row 12, you will slip stitch the purple yarn in the third stitch from the right side. The third stitch. The third set from the right side. And for this set, we're going to do only 3 sets on the top. So each set will be 9 DC in the same hole. Okay, all done. Yeah, it is pretty cute and I'm happy I made this. So for the white lining, we're going to use the one white yarn, one thread of the white yarn, and then use the crochet hook 3.5 mm, the same thing. So first of all, you're going to slip the yarn in the top right corner of the shell. And then you make 3 chain and then make SC in the middle of 2 holes like this. You see the middle of 2 holes and then make SC. Yeah. So for the first set, you're going to make 3 chain and then SC, and after that you only make 2 chain and then SC for the rest until you reach R2. Okay, I make it all the way down to row 2. Okay, after I arrive the beginning of row 2, okay, the end of row 2, I think. Yeah. So after that, when you finish it, you just go to another set. So basically, you will see that the white lining is the lining between each set. So what you have to see is that where is the space between the sets. So we're going to make 2 chain and then SC in the hole in the space around each set. Okay, and then when you're going to the top, so just go all the way up to the purple line over there, and then just return back to the base of R2. Okay, so keep doing this until you finally make the white line between all 7 sets. Alright, this is the last line. I mean, this is the edging. So this is the last one. Okay, now we're done. And after we finish the last one, I would recommend you to continue. I mean, just fasten off first. Okay, when you finish, just fasten off. Okay, after you fasten off, I will make SC as the edge on the top as well. So you just slip the white yarn in and keep making SC above the purple line, just like this. Alright, okay, after you finish white lining on the top, you have to make another shell. So you have to make 2 shells and then pin them to the bar. Not sewing them yet, I'm going to make the 2 ruffles first. Okay, I'm going to use 3 colors up to the pink, the light pink, and then the white one. And you have to cut 2 layers for each of this, and then cut it according to the dimension. For the first one, you cut the pink tool for the height of 20 centimeters, and then make sure you make 2 layers of it. The length depends on how detailed ruffle you want, and then just stitch it like this, and then you just pull it to make the ruffle. Alright, this is a ruffle. Just pull the edge of the thread to make the ruffle, and then sew the ruffle to the bar. Okay, just try to pin them first and then just stitch it. Okay, now I'm done sewing the ruffle on top of the bar, and then I'm going to cut the pink tool as a height of 14 centimeters. After that, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stitch it. And then after stitching it, you just pull the thread to make a ruffle. And after that, you just sew the light pink tool, light pink ruffle on top of the first layer. Sew it to the bar. After that, after we sewing that, just cut the two of the third layer. Just cut the two of the white tool for the height of 9 centimeters. This one I did a little bit longer because I want more detailed ruffle, so I did it longer than other layer. Okay, and then sew them on top. Okay, now I have already sewed them on top. After that, we're going to make the tool to attach at the back side of the bar. Just cut the tool like this and then fold them. And after that, it is 1 meter, right? So fold them in half. So each of this line will be 50. After that, I sew it on the size bar. Sew them to the sidebar, to the both sides of the sidebar. Okay, after I sew them, we're going to leave the space, leave the end to tie it when you wear it. So, and then I'm going to sew the shells to the bar, and then I'm going to make a starfish. I also use the pattern from the website as well. I will put the link in the description box. Okay, so but I adapt it a little bit. So for the first row, I'm going to make magic ring 5 SC. After you finish this row, you're going to have 5 stitches. For the second row, I make 3 chain, 1, 2, and 3, and then SC. SC, and then make 2 chain, and then SC to the next stitch, and then after repeat this course for the rest. Totally, they will have some space, you know, between each stitch. You're going to have the total of 5 space. Okay, for row 3, make a make 11 chains, 11 chain like this. Okay, 11 chain, and then you're going to make SC in the fourth stitch from the hook. You're going to leave the space on top of the star point, and after that you keep making SC along the line until you reach the base. So the total would be 8 SC totally from the top of the point to the base. And after you finish that, just make SC at the base, you know, SC at the base for the next stitch of the base, and then make 1 chain, make SC at the base, and then make 1 chain. Okay, this is SC, and then 1 chain, and then SC again to another loop, you know. So I call the space between each row, I call it loop. So you just may just make the stitch in next loop, and then repeat the same code, just like making 11 chain and then SC in the next 4 stitch, and then you repeat until you have 5 points. Okay, and then you start a row 4. Row 4, you're going to make 2 chain, and then you keep making 4 half double crochet or HDC. Yeah, half double crochet up the way, and then make increase. Increase is mean 2 SC in the same stitch. Yeah, after making 1 increase, you're going to make after making increase, you're going to make 1 SC, and then another SC in the loop, and then 2 chains, and then SC in the loop, and then SC again in the next stitch, and then increase in the next stitch. Okay, after that you going to make 5 HDC until you reach the base. Okay, after making 5 HDC, you have to make 3 SC together at the base, you know. So you have did you see 3 loop around? So making join 3 loops together. It means 3 SC together. After that, you start making the second point, repeating the code in the parenthesis, which is for HDC, increase HDC, and then HDC in the loops, to chain HDC in the loop again, SC, increase 5 HDC. It's so complicated, okay? Just read the code in the parenthesis, and then do the same code for the rest of the point and until you have 5 star points. All done. After that, we're going to make the pattern for our starfish by slip stitch the light pink yarn in around row 2. Slip stitch the yarn in, okay, in the front side, like this. And then you see the space between the stitch, right? Keep making increase in each stitch. So it would be 5 increase around or 10 stitches totally. After you finish 10 stitches or 5 increases, you are going to slip stitch to close the loop. Okay, I have already slip stitched it. After that, you will going to make the pattern for each point by putting the hook into the point. I mean, like try to be in the center, and then put the hook inside the point, and then just pull the yarn, make SC. Okay, SC, and then you make SC all the way up to the peak of the point. Okay, now I'm done, and I'm going to make another line all the way down to the base again. Okay, now I'm done, and I'm going to use the same thing for the rest of the points until you finish this starfish. Okay, now I finished the starfish. Just slip stitch and fasten off. After that, I decorated using the shell button, and then I put the 6mm pearl beads around the shell. So you just keep sewing this. I mean, you can use another tie to decorate your starfish. Maybe you can using the crystal beads or the rhinestones to decorate it, whatever. And then I also use the diamond beads for each of the star, and then it's very cute. Just sew it in the middle of the bar. After that, I have to decorate the bar using the pearl beads and crystal beads. I use the 10mm, or I think it is 8mm beads, 8mm pearl beads first in the middle, but I recommend the larger one because it is more beautiful. So I have the small one, so I have to put the 5 crystal beads around the pearl to make it look more luxurious. After that, I also make sew the lining of the white line around there by using 4mm white pearl and 6mm blue pearl. I will sew 2 white pearl and then blue pearl, and then keep switching it until I reach the end of the line. So you can be creative and design your own way to decorate the bar. Also, I use 6mm pearl to sew throughout the shell. So I recommend you doing one bead every other row in order to it's not too much. So you keep doing so, just one every other row, okay? But I'm going to do it for all 7 sets, because alright, this looks very great. It is pretty, it is gorgeous, it is luxurious, and it looks like you are going under the sea. So, and then I'm going to use the strip. The strip, I'm going to replace the old strip by cutting the old one out. And I'm going to use the white tool. I cut it 3mm wide and a little bit long. It depends on your shoulder length, your length of your shoulder. First of all, just fold it in half and then insert in the loop, and then just secure it in what way you prefer. After that, use the yarn and then M pearl. I recommend you using any pearl that you like. You don't need to use the same color as I do. You can use other color or pink or blue, whatever you want. But this way is very cute, and then you make the stitch like this. Yeah, so it's pretty cute. Okay, make around I make around 14 to 15 beads anyway, but for the length of this strip is about 7 inches long, because I would only show it in the front side, not in the back side. Okay. Okay, after that, you have to leave the long tool at the end, and then you use another piece of long tool to sew it at the back side of the bar. Okay, and then I'm done. So just when you wear it, just tie them together so the strip can be adjustable to other person as well. And then make the net to decorate the bar. I use the lace yarn with 1.25 mm crochet hook. First, you start with 60 chains, and then you count 20 chains backward, and then you make HC at the 20th stitch from the hook. And then after you make SC, you will make 10 chain and then skip 10 stitch and make SC again. You're going to repeat this step for 4 times, and then if you notice for the first row, you are going to have 5 holes of the net. For the for the second row, you are going to have 5 holes of the net. For the third row, you just turn and then you make 5 slip stitch on backward. You know, it's not backward. I mean, you make it on top of the net, up to the middle of the loop. I mean, the hole in the middle of the hole, and then make 10 chain again, and then just SC in the middle of the next loop. And then you're going to repeat this step for 4 times. After you finish row 3, you are going to have 4 holes. Okay, like this. And then for row 4, you're doing the same thing by making 5 slip stitch backward up to the middle of the net, and then make 10 chain. Okay, I make chain very fast though. So, and then make SC in the middle of the next loop. After you finish row 4, you're going to have 3 holes. Okay, and then for row 5, you're going to do the same thing. So you just make 5 slip stitch upward, and then make a 10 chain, and then make a C in the middle of the next loop. Okay. Okay, 10 SC, 10 chains and then SC, and then 10 chain and then SC, so you have 2 holes. And after that, you make 5 slip stitch again, and this is going to be the last row. You make 10 chains, and then make SC in the middle of the next loop. So now we are done with the net decoration. Okay, just and then fasten off and cut the yarn. Alright, and then I'm going to sew it over here because it will conceal the loop of your underwear bar. Just sew them with a light thread and then just sew it like this. You have to make 2 of the net to sew it on both sides of the shell. Okay, then spread it a little bit and then sew it on top to the above the shell like this. Alright, I make 2 of them, and also I can decorate it with the starfish or the bees or the seashell bees or anything that you have in particular. You can search on Google how to make the star. So this star is the same as the pink one. Okay, now we are done. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure if you like, you choose subscribe me, and also follow my IG.